everyone. Before I start the interview with our at-large counselor, Yuki Cohen, I just wanted to do this quick introduction and basically just let you know that this video, I wanted to be a conclusion to the story that is centered around the violations that took place at Yuki Cohen's restaurant and bar, Methuselah's, which is located on North Street. What happened and where we're at now. And that's all I wanted this video to be. So I wanted to give Councilor Cohen a chance to come out and basically say that. So this is it's a short interview. It gives her a chance to speak on that issue, and it concludes this issue and puts this away. And Councilor Cohen will be coming back to do some other interviews. We're going to be talking about issues in the city, her stance on those, her candidacy, all those other things that a lot of people are going to want to know. And there's some other information that is mentioned in the interview. So that's it. And I'll go ahead and jump right into it. So here's the conclusion of the interview. This is part 2 with our at-large city councilor, Yuki Cohen. All right. Hey, everyone. It's Mike with It's Pittsfield Tonight. I am here with our at-large city councilor, Yuki Cohen. And this is going to be our second half of the interview. If you haven't seen the first half, it is posted on the page a little bit further down. So, Councilor Cohen, since the last time we spoke, you went to a licensing board hearing. Some things have happened. I don't want to, harp on this subject. It's been talked about a lot. Basically, you got hit with some violations that you said, I messed up. You went and appeared in front of the licensing board. They suspended your alcohol license for, I believe it was 28 days, I think.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
And then 60 on the entertainment. So that happened, and that was the result of that. Where do we go from this point forward?
So thanks. First, thanks for having me back. So since that's happened, I have been taking a lot of time reflecting on what happened and where do I go from here. First, I just want to say how sorry I am. That was an embarrassment to the community, to the council, to my family and friends. So I am very sorry, and I hope that people can forgive me. What I have done, but also what I realize is that I come from New York, so New York City, the community is so large. The mayor, like the politicians, they don't care what you do. Like you call them, you never hear back from them. So what I'm grateful for here is that in Pittsfield, you can reach out to the people. So I reached out to Kathy Amuso and I told her, hey, listen, I know we've been friends. We've known each other. So I just told her, like, hey, what you said about some things, it really resonated. So I am reflecting on those, and you're right. So she called me right away, and she was incredibly gracious and helpful. So she gave some great suggestions. So what I have done is followed her suggestions, and I don't want to be combative anymore. It's like, I know I'm very stubborn, and it's just one of my flaws. But what I want to do is like move forward together, like in a fresh start if possible. So I did reach out to the health department. I reached out to Gina and Andy, and I said, hey, can we meet? Can we go over? And this is Kathy Amuso's suggestion. Can we meet? Can we go over the new safety plan? And Kathy even offered to meet with me with the health department. And then so I reached out to Gina and Andy. So we're going to meet on Thursday. I think Andy and I got to meet on Thursday. I have one staff joining me to review everything, the new safety plan. And then I was going to reach out to the board to have a follow-up meeting, but they reached out to me first. So I'm going to be doing a follow-up on the 24th with the liquor board to kind of review what I have done. And it was kind of nice also that Linda, the mayor, also reached out to me to kind of say, hey, look what you're doing with Mocktail May. It's a great idea, and she wants me to succeed. So it's so nice to hear from the community. And this is what I'm so grateful for, that it's such a small community that people do care. And just by reaching out, they're helping me. And I'm just excited to start fresh. So we are very sorry. We are taking steps to make that better. And we're hoping, and we know that bad decisions are not going to happen again, because I have safety nets in place so that doesn't happen again.
Okay. Well, And I know in the last time we spoke, I mentioned this restaurant owners association, and it's a fairly new association that popped up in this pandemic due to all these things happening. And I had asked you if you were a member of that. Are you?
I am not a member of it. I wasn't, from what I remember, I don't remember being invited to join, but I do remember it was created by a few of the restaurant owners in the area. And that was a way, I think, when they met with the mayor after the Pittsfield restaurants were shut down after we had that surge. So they formed that, and they talked to the mayor, and the data looked good. So they were able to reopen the restaurants. And I did reach out to Craig at that time to say thank you for doing that. And, so I think that's how the Restaurant Association was created. I was very surprised to hear that they hired an attorney, Tom Hamill, to speak on their behalf. And I didn't quite get the gist of what they were saying, but it almost seemed like
Now,
they were
during that licensing board meeting, though, that was not the Restaurant Owners Association. And I know, I think Councilor Lampiazzi said that, but I do remember the beginning of it. Attorney Hamill said that he was representing, I believe it was 11.
Right, you're right. Because some of the members, they actually reached out to me saying that they're not participating in that. So that's how I knew about it, and they alerted me to it. Right. So it was 11 restaurants that he was representing from the Restaurant Association that joined in. I think that's what it seemed like, that they joined in on coming to the liquor board hearing to say their piece.
Now, have you talked to any? I mean, I know we've talked, and you really want to move forward, and you've said your piece on what happened, and you've taken your punishment, and I think that can be put behind you now because of that, and that would be the same for anybody. Would you be willing to maybe even be a part of this restaurant association or work with some of these owners and how you can have a healthy working
Yeah, absolutely. I would love that. I would love that opportunity. From what Tom was saying, it seemed like they were blaming me for the shutdown in November. But I just want to make it clear that the LBS, the labor of the State Department the BLS. I'm sorry, I can't remember. I think it's the BLS, but it's the labor of standards something. The ones that set the standards for the COVID orders and things. So when that broke out, and they investigated the bar, so we were cleared of any wrongdoing. So
I think what happened, Yuki, on that is everyone got blamed and everyone went on the defense, and that is what happened. I don't think,
right.
I don't even think you need to talk about that, because
to rehash that, but it seemed like that's where it was going by saying that they were shut down and they lost all this business, and it seemed like they were trying to blame that on me. That's what it sounded like, but I could be wrong. But
I think there was just a lot of frustration, and I do think this was building from the beginning of when people started getting violations, and then the tension that the whole world was feeling from this pandemic.
Right.
If you're, as you know, if you're a business owner on top of it, and you got a staff you're laying off, and you're losing, the stress that everyone's feeling on top.
And the fear of losing your livelihood. I mean, that's that. I mean, I felt that all of last year I was on the brink of going out of business. So I mean, it's real. It's highly stressful, like not to be able to think that tomorrow I'm not going to be able to pay the bills. I'm not going to be able to, send my kids to school or put food on the table, or pay the rent. So that's a real stressful, basic fear that we have. So we all went through that, I think, especially in the restaurant industry in particular.
I'm very thankful for you doing this today, and I hope that the other restaurant owners are accepting of that, or if they don't reach out to you, if you do reach out to them, I hope they're willing to speak with you, and I think they would. And
I hope so too.
Yeah, it's a good time for healing, and if you're open to that, I hope they are too, because it'd be just better for the community. You know, it's
Right. And I think we can definitely help each other out. That'd be great. Instead of being so combative and competitive, I think why don't we try working together? I think there's definitely making the pie bigger or rising the tide makes all boats float higher, kind of rises, lifting the tide rises all boats, kind of lifts all boats kind of mentality. So I would definitely would be open to that and welcome that actually.
awesome. And we'll end it here, and I'd like to do we'll do all the other topics separate
Sounds good.
for you running. We'll cover all the issues you'll be talking about during your campaign, and
Right.
I wanted to just conclude this so we can put this behind us. And I greatly appreciate you coming on and doing this.
Right. Thank you, Mike. And I extend a welcome to anybody to come step in, talk to me, call me. If you have any questions, suggestions, constructive suggestions, I welcome that too. So,
Awesome.
and thank you, Mike.
And one last thing before we go, I've asked this to all the candidates. So far, 4 of them have agreed. I'm going to do a Zoom, we'll call it a debate. Is that something you'd be willing to participate in?
Yeah, absolutely. Anything to get more information and knowledge out to our constituents and voters, I would love that. Get
Awesome.
people to sign up for voting as well, to register to vote as well would be great.
Awesome. I'm very grateful for that too. So thank you again, Councilor Cohen.
Thank
and
you.
I look
Thank you,
forward.
Mike.
Yes, you're very welcome. And I look forward to doing the candidate videos with you as soon as you're ready.
Sounds great. Thank you.
All
have
right.
a great day.
Yes, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye.